Well, g'day and welcome back to Das Customs. I'm your host Das, and this is my show. And today we are going to be doing part 3 on this project back here. Look, I know it's a little unusual of me to do, 3 parts of a project in a row. But look, we just got to finish this thing off. It's that close. Last episode we got it running, and this time I'm hoping to, get it running and driving and get the thing, out the door. So the little rat trap's pushed outside again, and what we've got to do basically is, it's not much. I've got to hook the throttle linkage up. Unfortunately, I've got to change the starter motor in this thing. The starter in it just seems to be cooked. So I'll do that, hook the throttle linkage up, deck lid back on. We've got to measure the sides. I feel like she's, it's pretty low on this side. Loz does reckon he likes how low it is on this side, so we're just going to look at seeing which side we're going to fix. I'm probably going to suggest that we put this side back up, and then he can adjust them both the same down if he wants to. So anyway, here we are, back into it. We'll just shuffle some things around. Like I said, I've already pushed that one out. We've been having some crazy storms around here as a side note, and it's kind of, you can't really see it now, but it's grey, very grey, and we'll probably get a heck of a lot of rain coming through here anytime soon. It's been wild. I'm talking wind and rain and, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll push this car around, see if we can't get this thing done. Not much. So I asked Loz if his old starter was any good, and he said he never had a problem with it before. So I guess the first thing to do will probably be to pull that starter off there, jump underneath the car and mount that back in. I probably should pull the throwout bearing in that. That seems like a pretty good throwout bearing, just so it's not getting hammered out here in the rain. Anyway, we'll whip this starter. It's only 1 bolt at the bottom, 17 mil, and get it inside and see if we can get under that car again. So I didn't really go into much putting these adjustable spring plate doohickeys in. They're pretty cool. They are fully adjustable. So I guess the more you go up on them holes, the lower it gets. So we've got it kind of second from the highest setting, and that's why I was saying I'd rather adjust this one up, so we were a bit higher than kind of putting the other one down, because we've got a lot of down we can go, not a lot of up we can go. So anyway, what I'm under here for is to whip that starter out, really. So I've got to I'll unhook the cables. Pity that was a clean looking starter, but she obviously has seen better days. So hopefully this one of Loz's, which is not a very clean looking starter, is actually a good starter. So riddle me this. Anyway, I'll keep cracking. I'm just going to whip this thing out and I guess try and whip the other one in, and hopefully that 6-volt battery that he's got is actually a good battery like he said it was. So Otherwise, he has said, oh, I'll just buy a new one. But look, we're trying to save cost on this thing, really. We're trying to do it on the cheap. So hopefully he doesn't have to. Anywho, I'll keep cracking. So here's these starters pulled out. So that's the one I just pulled out. That's the one off the old trans that was outside. Now, if you had to pick one, you'd probably pick that one. Even looking at the end, you know, this one looks in better nick than that one. But we know that one's bad, so we're going to have to just try this one. I do have some others down in the shed, but they're also unknown. I'm just going to show you something else. There's a thing that's in the trans, in a bug. 6 volt and 12 volt are both different. And what it is, it's in there. And it's a little brass bush that basically carries the end of the starter motor, and it just spins on that like a little brass, they call it a starter bush. Now, you can't get this out with the motor in. Like this one I could knock out easy. The other one that's in there, impossible to get out. I didn't check it before I installed it. I'm going to just look under there. Look, we'll put the torch on this thing and see if we can see the condition of that. It is hard to get at, but let's see if I can. So looking in there at that bush, see if I can zoom in. You can see it there. It does not look bad to me. It doesn't look bad, so that is probably not the thing that's making it, you know, giving it problems. I might try and just wipe some of that gunk out of there, maybe put a bit of grease on the end of this new starter. Bang it in. The flywheel doesn't look terrible. It has the as we know when we looked at the flywheel, it had some wear on those teeth there. But, you know, that shouldn't be causing it to not turn over. I'll try and clean some of that grease out, put a bit more in there. That bush doesn't look too flogged to me, so that's not our problem. All right, so this time we'll bang the wheels back on. Volkswagens are a little different than most kind of wheels. They don't ride on a center hub. They're completely relying on your wheel nut, which is actually a ball, not a tapered wheel nut. So it can sometimes be a little tricky to get on. I guess the trick is you get them up there like that. Get one started. Get another one started. And then maybe get another one started. It was actually kind of easy, I guess. Probably a bit harder if you maybe on the side of the road. This time I'm going to let the thing fully down to the ground. We're going to measure how high we are off the ground on each side and see if we can't adjust it. So I'm probably going to have to take this up and down a few times, but let's see how that looks. I've got to get the other side. Now you might think that's how they sit, but actually usually with VW you've got to kind of forward and back them a few times. Get the jack back out of there. Yeah, that's the exhaust banging on the ground. Let's see if I can find a tape measure and actually measure some of this. I mean, to the eye, it looks like it's down on that side. Is that just the exhaust coming under it? It looks like it's down. And if anything, like I said, I think we need to bring it up. I'll just go see if I can find a tape measure, and we'll make a few measurements on it. So at this stage, I'm just going to go centre of wheel. Kind of up the middle there. I've got about 563. And on this side, I've got 550. $210 to that. Not that that's much of a thing, but maybe that's just what's throwing the eye. Yeah, see, that's got 230. We got it rear apron. What have we got there? I've got 155 on that side. That's 5 mil. That bumper's throwing the eyeball. That bumper's actually throwing your eye a lot. Is there anywhere I can get a measurement there? So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one in, 850. There it's saying it's higher. Look, at the end of the day, off the rim, at that point I've got 35. And at the rim, that point I've got 45. I think 10 mil, it's going to be all right on this car. I think if I just tweak the bumper a bit, and maybe, might make it look a bit more even. So it's good when you've figured that you've already done stuff on here. Basically all I need to do is just tighten up that little bolt there, and then I might put a timing light on it just to lock in the distributor. Make sure that we are on 8 degrees timing, 7 degrees, 8 degrees, whatever it's meant to be. And then deck lid. And then drive, I guess. I think I might bring the front down a little bit. I just had a bit of a look under there, and there is still some down left in the front. So we might do that just to kind of make it a bit more down. This rear muffler is worrying me because it's, it's very, 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 very low. I just don't know if there's much I can do about it. Maybe it is just going to be a scraper. Yeah. But let's go have a look at my car. I mean, it's a bit of an illusion because I'm kind of parked. There's a bit of a, you know, dip here for the water to run down the drain, but I mean, you know, that is very low. And you can see where I've scraped the bottom of that. I can't even get my bloody camera under there. But you can see where it's scraped. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's going to be all right. So, the rat trap. This is one cool little bug, and in a minute, if I can get this thing to actually start, I'll give you guys a walk around it. So, did I leave that battery connected? I did. Tweaked me back today. I think I might have lifted something, you know, the wrong way, as we do. But I'm not going to let that stop me, so lights on. Oh, it was hopeful. Oh, it's actually better than it was before. I think we're just going to call the battery dead. I'm going to put the jump box back on it. And see if I can't, you know, get the thing to just charge up for a little bit. Oh, well, that was a fight. Sometimes the smallest tasks can just take ages. Stupidly, I undid the accelerator cable cover, and it's got tension on it from the clutch, and it's just like all the whole pedal assembly, and it's just a nightmare to get them 2 bolts back in. Or at least it can be, and it was for me this time. But we've got it reassembled, even put the deck lid on, the air cleaners on. Look, it's ready to go. The main issue that we're going to face is that battery's just not charging. She's not holding any juice. So I'll come back in the morning, I'll give her a jump start, we'll take it for a spin down the road and just see how bad it scrapes. It actually sits real good, I reckon. It's pretty level, which I like. Doesn't have a lot of rake, but you know, at the end of the day, I mean, we could bring it down a little bit more in the front, but I think we're going to end up with scrubbing tire issues. So I think it's actually pretty sweet where it sits. Well, it is the next day. Kind of sunny outside, not a bad day at all. Yeah, a little overcast still, but for what we've had lately, it's not too bad. I've rolled this thing forward and backwards a couple of times, just kind of packing it away, and this side is definitely sitting lower. I'm thinking, you know, it's probably almost an inch lower. And by the time you set a driver in there, probably not going to work. So I'm just going to do the right thing. I'm going to just pull it apart, see if I can fix it. I'm going to actually post the picture here of the formula of how you raise and lower using inner and outer splines, and I'll go through the process. Anyway, let's just get into it. There's only one way to do it.
Go.
I realise it's actually a lot easier just to take the whole Fresh Customs plate off, because it means it's not interfering with the axle. So now what I need to do is I need to re-spline this. So you can see the splines in there. I don't know if you can, where are you? You see those splines? There's an outer spline and an inner spline inside there, and they're both different. So by doing a certain amount of splines this way and a certain amount of splines that way, we can get it to go different heights. So looking at the chart, I want to go 4 and 4. 4 inners one way and 4 outers the other, which will get me up. I want to go up an inch, basically. Or for, you know, my tongue, 25 mil. So that's just going to allow 5 mil for when the driver's sitting in there. And it's going to get us the exhaust off the ground a little bit more too, which is great. So I just got to mark this thing somehow and see if we can then get it to, you know, so we can kind of know where we were roughly. And then I've got to think about it using my brain and try and figure out which way I got to turn this thing. So I'll crack on with it. 5 means an extra, not quite half a centimetre, which for you guys, half a centimetre, 6 mil is 1/4 of an inch higher than what I wanted to go. It's actually 2.75 centimetres is what I've gone, which is only like a micron, probably an eighth over an inch. I might just leave it at that and we'll just hope for the best, I guess, because 4 turns is a micron under an inch. So I think over is better than under. Let's bolt this thing back together.
Riding waves, jumping out of airplanes, spinning down, erasing all your memories, lying on my shoulder, worrying about your mother. Found your head rolling down the alley, spent the day looking for your body. Remember how I met you, dancing to the music.
That's spot on. It's actually come up 10 mil on that side by raising that side a bit. So it is now sitting perfectly level. And it's sitting, 10 mil higher on both sides. I mean, like I said, we can go down. Down is not hard now. Up was going to be harder, down is easier. So the exhaust's got a bit more clearance. Look, at this stage, I think it's time to take this thing for a spin. Let's see if we can get it started. The battery's still a problem. I'm just going to try and jump start it. This thing is running sweet. It made a squealing noise when it first started up, which it hadn't made before. Hoping it's nothing. It seemed to go away. Hopefully it's not a spun bearing or something silly. That would be bad. That would be very bad. But it seems to be running sweet now. So, I guess the only thing left to do is kind of see if we can take it for a spin. I can't remember the last time I drove a stock beetle. It's been a long time. But she's moving. The back brakes are probably going to need a bit of a pump, a bit of a bleed. But let's see if we can get it out the door. Down the road maybe. Definitely a tight exit getting out of this shed. Here we go. And with a couple of pumps, they're pretty sweet. doesn't seem to be engaging well. It's just slipping. Probably going to have to go and sort that out. I wonder if that's what that noise was. And we've got that old Bowden, the shutter. That's not good. Well, the first run was a bit iffy, but the second run, adjusted the clutch, hooked up the shock that I'd forgotten to hook up. What was the other thing? Set the timing again. It had kind of, it had actually retarded itself a bit, so I advanced that a bit, and other than that, just kicked it in the guts. And this little 1500's actually got some poke. I'm surprised. It feels strong, you know, like. Anyway, I'll see if I forgot to take your camera along that time, but I'll take it along this time. We'll take it for one more spin and just check it up the road. Here we go, take two. Well, it's actually take three, but who's counting? When you're driving old cars, you're going to have to do something about them brakes. Eventually. She's just running better and better. But that exhaust. Wait for the scrape. That little puppy just purring away. It's actually pretty responsive. Get out and have a look at this thing. I can't turn it off. That's the problem. I can't turn it off. Anyway, that's going to do me, and honestly I couldn't ask for a better way to, you know, end a series on this little bug. She's just running like a champ. Listen to her just purring away in the background. Behind me, what a beautiful day. I mean, this is where I live, and what a fortunate life I have to be doing this. And look, thanks to you guys, I get to do this. So please, if you've made it to the end of this video, don't forget to hit subscribe. give us a like, comment. I love to hear from you guys, and you know, let me know what's going on. Anyway, at that, I'll catch you guys later.